5 reasons why you will not see many Somalis on the street protesting against the Ruto's administration. Reason number 1 is because President Ruto has really awarded the Somali community with very lucrative dockets like Minister of Defense Duale, DCI, Amin, and Haji for NIS Director. Reason number 2, Ruto really stopped extrajudicial killings against the Somali community, unlike other previous administrations, especially Uhuru's administration. Tulikuwa tunauliwa sana through on extrajudicial killings. It was too much. Reason number 3, I think it is Kenyans don't consider as enough Kenyans. So hata tukienda kupigania haki yao kwa barabara na tukiuliwa hata milioni moja, they will still call us Somalis. They will not consider us Kenyans. And we know that. We are not stupid. So reason number 4, most Somalis are self-employed, so they don't depend so much on government jobs or any other form of employment. They prefer to remain they prefer to remain self-employed. And reason number 5, the last reason, is because Somalis eat together. They support each other financially. We receive remittance from abroad. Some families depend on other families outside the country to support their lives. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I think those are 5 main reasons why you will not see many Somalis. We have Hanifa, by the way. Good job, my sister. What do you think? Tell me in the comments.
What you have just heard reflects a perspective that is becoming more visible in Kenya's political conversation, particularly among some Kenyan citizens of Somali origin. The speaker outlines personal and community-based reasons why many Somali-origin Kenyans do not publicly protest the current administration. These reasons range from perceived improvements in security to representation in senior government positions to strong community self-support systems and economic independence. Whether one agrees or not, this opens a larger national discussion about identity, inclusion, and how different communities experience governance differently. Let's now listen to the next voice.
It is Ruto, leadership beyond, leadership beyond. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Abdul Sadak, and I serve as a chairperson of the youth and a youth leader in this nation. Following the recent memorandum of understanding between UDA and ODM, we as youth leaders have united in our commitment to endorse President William Ruto for the 2027 presidential election. President Ruto embodies inclusive leadership that transcends tribal affiliation, representing all Kenyans. In contrast, we reject leaders who perpetuate tribalism by focusing solely on specific regions. As the principal organizer of this initiative, I am dedicated to mobilizing the youth for a vigorous mass voter registration campaign. Our goal is to ensure that the voices of young Kenyans are heard and that we collectively support a leader who envisions a united and progressive Kenya. In 2027, we need leadership beyond tribalism, and our choice is clear. It is Ruto and nobody else. It is Ruto and nobody else. Leadership beyond.
The youth leaders publicly declaring their political position ahead of the 2027 elections. The message is clear. They are presenting President Ruto as a symbol of leadership beyond tribal alignment, and they are actively mobilizing young voters to participate in registration and future voting processes. This signals not only political support, but also growing political organization within segments of the youth population. Now let's continue.
Kenyans of Somali origin, or rather the northeastern bloc, how influential are they? How crucial are they in the coming elections?
First and foremost, I must confess that people from northern Kenya will never vote for anyone else so long as President William Ruto is on the ballot paper. Why? Is because almost 60 years we have been marginalized. For what? 3 things. 1, getting your national identity. And we know very well Somalis live in the largest part of this country. 3/4 of this country is in the northern region, and Somalis actually live there. The Turkanas live there. The Boranas live there. So one thing that we appreciate is that, one, now we are recognized as citizens, and therefore we can be given our national identity without multiple queries, multiple questions, multiple vetting. So those are something that was a nightmare for all Somalis. And Somalis were getting their IDs, but through dubious means. People were extorting money from there. You remember Natembea once said that if you open up without IDs for Somalis without vetting, you are welcoming terrorists. You know, Natembea was a beneficiary of cartels of those who are extorting people when they are being given IDs. He was a beneficiary because professional administration were behind that. They were collecting millions from people so that they get ID. Sometimes
But you have
even
no
your
evidence
money is
about
corrupt.
that. You have no evidence about Natembea.
We do.
Did you see him take the money?
We do. No, that was the structure that was in place. My own family members have paid money in areas where people were being told they are being vetted, and everybody pays 15,000. If you are 10,000 people and you pay 15,000, that is 1 billion shilling or more, 1.5 billion. So, I mean, the system he was running, because he was a professional administration officer to the extent of until he became a professional commissioner. So it's not that we are trying to say it, and that's why he was very loud, because he thinks that the business has stopped for others. That's one. Number two, from the time I was born up to date, you can see my age, Mandera to Nairobi has been a rough road. If I want to rush today for an emergency, I have to go 3 days on this road.
From here to Mandera?
From here to Mandera. 3 days. With even a small car that you think, a four-wheel drive car that you think can accept all trains. But what has happened? President William Ruto said, you cannot live like this. The road has been cleared now. It is going on. And you know how much? It will only take 6 hours for me to get home. 3 days to 6 hours? So we cannot compromise the person who have changed our life for purposes of continuity, because
Here, speakers describe decades of marginalization experienced by communities in northern Kenya, particularly regarding access to national identity documents, infrastructure development, and public services. They point to recent road projects, changes in administrative procedures, and what they see as improved recognition under the current administration as key reasons behind their political preferences. For these speakers, the upcoming election is framed not simply as a political contest, but as a continuation of long-delayed inclusion. Let's listen to the next reaction.
Thank you,
your
Dr.
things will be hand to mouth.
You are saying that Somalis and the people of northeastern or the northern part of Kenya are saying 2-term.
Yes, absolutely. We have no any other slogan. Our slogan is 2-term.
You can say that.
Of course,
Again.
2-term. 2-term for President William Samoei Ruto. And in essence, after his 2-term, we will also demand for another 2-term, whoever becomes the president. But that has to come from a good leader within the country.
And some are saying that your population is growing, that soon we are going to have a Somali president.
Yes, we will. Definitely we will have a Somali president. You know why we will have a Somali president?
Tell me.
Every Somali will marry 4 wives. 3 wives, 2 wives minimum.
With 10 children each?
With 10 children each. Why don't we have a larger population? I mean, children are not biscuits. Children are people.
No, Kenya imejaa tayari. Kenya imejaa, unataka kujaza Kenya imejaa.
No, we still have. No. Tuko na upande yetu, usijali. Tutajenga Nairobi. We will go to our side. There is an empty land in northern Kenya. Once those road infrastructures are made, people will live there. We only expect the government to give us trains, a very efficient mode of transport. We can operate from even Mandera to Nairobi. We do business here daytime. In the evening, you go
We hear confident predictions about future population growth, infrastructure development in northern Kenya, and the belief that political representation from Somali-origin communities will continue to rise within Kenya's national leadership. These voices reflect strong political confidence, not just in one election cycle, but in their long-term place within Kenya's national political landscape. They show that within Kenya, political realities are experienced very differently across regions and communities. For some, the current government represents continuity, inclusion, and development. For others, it raises questions, debate, and disagreement. What is clear is this: the 2027 election will not only be about parties and personalities, but also about how different communities define progress, representation, and belonging. And those conversations are already happening, openly, passionately, and publicly. Let us know your thoughts respectfully in the comments. And subscribe to Voice of Africa, where Africa's stories are examined with balance, depth, and dignity. Until next time, stay informed, stay grounded, and stay engaged with Africa.